So essentially, I'm creating a YouTube channel. It's been a long time coming. People have been saying, yo, you're gonna create a YouTube channel, when are you gonna do it? I'm like, yeah, soon. Actually, no one asked for it, but was the 600 questions book, and I think there's some new edition. Så 100 subscribers. Sen flyttar jag ut till London, till a library condition or new Good Notes app from. So I've got it open.
Okay, so this is what my homepage looks like.
Got the y-axis, you've got the x-axis. Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. My name is Anass. I'm a junior doctor working in London, and honestly it feels like it's been ages since I sat on this chair and made a video just like this, even though it hasn't been that long, because it was the last time I posted like a week ago, a sit down one, and then it was, well, I posted 5 days ago, the Barcelona trip. But I don't know, man. And then the other thing is I'm late to my own party, because we just hit 100k and it's 150 now, and it's just, channel's just going crazy right now. Yeah, it's mad. The way it happened, like I was on 70k 2 weeks ago, and then now it's just increased by 80. So yeah, like wow, welcome to the channel, all the new people. Shout out to all the day ones for supporting, and thank you everyone who are on this channel. I hope you derive value from this, because at the end of the day, this is what I want the channel to be about. Imparting any value, anything I learn to be imparted to anyone who watches it, for people to find it useful, helpful in bettering ourselves and part of the personal development and growth and all of that. That's what I set out to do to begin with, and I hope I'm fulfilling that vow that I made to myself when I first started this channel. So yeah, and the other thing is that the way things have panned out, right? The way things have panned out on this channel, the way things have grown, it's just testament to the fact that anyone can really do it. Like me, I wouldn't say like I'm the most eccentric person. I don't have the most eccentric personality. I'm quite a bit more introverted, I would say, if you meet me in real life. Here's an example of people who do really well on YouTube. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man, and make sure you guys smash the like button. Smash it, annihilate the like button, yeah? 10,000 likes. And also you see, I don't do that kind of stuff. We just we just chill on this channel. So I don't know if that's the type of stuff that does well here. But anyway, yeah, that aside now, I haven't done a Q&A in however long. Like it's been ages since I've done it. So we'll do a Q&A. So I posted on my Instagram, I think this was like about a month and a half ago. I didn't get around to making that video. By the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's gonna be here. Feel free to follow that. I post daily stuff. Like for example, the other day, this was like yesterday, went out around Oxford Street, explored the whole area. It was empty, there was no people around. Posted it on the story. Everyone's like, oh, what's going on? It looks eerie, it looks crazy. Yeah, I posted the sticker. People asked questions. There were too many questions to answer in one session, so I've picked out some ones that I like, some ones that a few of those that I feel like I can answer in a good way. All right, so yeah, I've divided them into a few categories. I don't even know what to start with, to be honest. This is totally unscripted, by the way. Okay, let's start with some of these YouTube ones. Yeah, so what's really interesting is actually a lot of the questions repeat. So what I've done is I've just collated a few of the questions that are part of the same topic. So here is one that what inspired you to start YouTube, and did you feel like ever quitting? When did you realize you wanted to be a doctor or YouTuber? What made you decide to start a channel? What got you on YouTube? So see, that it's really interesting that people have similar questions. So yeah, just generally then, what made me start YouTube? I've said this before, but it's kind of multifold. So there's one aspect is for myself and one aspect is for others. The others aspect is, I want to contribute by providing value to people, something that is useful to people, that people can use to improve themselves and personal development, all of that aspect that I said. So providing value. The other aspect is for me, and for me to have something on the side to work on that has business value, but also that is my own. I remember, so like before I started medical school, I used to work for this company that I was very involved with, and I learned so much from them in terms of having like a business mind and thinking outside the box. And so once I'd worked for that company for a few years, this is while I was studying as well, by the way, I was kind of on standby, just waiting for an opportunity to like arise and me to jump on it, essentially. And then YouTube came up, and it's nice. It's so nice to have creative freedom. It's a bit like my little baby side project, that I have creative freedom over. The types of videos I put out, I decide. The way they look, I decide. No one decides that for me. Even though, I do get advice from other people, but at the end of the day, the call is mine. And then also in terms of risks, I'm the one who takes the risks. And then that's in addition to being a doctor and being in the hospital, which is very, very team-based. And that's nice too, so you get that mix, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's why I started YouTube. The other aspect also with YouTube is that it kind of fits my personality type. I like to work on something where I don't see a ceiling, I don't see a limit, and that's the thing with YouTube. Like, I never thought that in a year's time or in 2 years' time, what I'm trying to do with this platform, I would ever be doing. So who knows what kind of things are going to be happening in 5 years' time. I don't know that, and that's why it's exciting to me. Whereas with the medical career, which I also enjoy, but the path is laid out for you very clearly. Like, you start with it as a foundation doctor, then you go into specialty training, then you become a GP if you want, then you work as a locum, as a salary. You can already see the path. It takes away a bit of that excitement, so I feel like that combination is clean. Alright, so the next question is favorite Netflix show. So there's a show I watched, everyone's probably watched it, but if you haven't, The Last Dance, which is the Michael Jordan documentary. I watched it about 2 weeks ago, and that has to be probably the best show I have ever watched. Like, Michael Jordan is mad, he's crazy, he's got the winner mentality, right? Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I was speechless. That mentality where you do whatever it takes. And meaning, like, not whatever it takes by cheating and sabotaging, but whatever it takes from your side. Like, he would put in the shifts when it came after training. He would get the job done on the pitch or on the field or whatever, the basketball court, right? It got to the point where he was so aggressive and so extremely driven, right? His teammates were complaining because obviously it's a team sport, so you can't win by yourself. You need your teammates to also pull their weight. So he would, be the leader in order to kind of push all of his teammates in a really harsh way. So they would complain and they'd be like, this guy is just a waste man. He's rude, he's this and that. He would trash talk them and all of this to make sure that they step up their game, make sure that everyone does their job. And then when he heard about this, he was like, we need to win. And if you ask any of my teammates, if you ask anyone around me, anyone who's played with me, this is what he said, any of them about Michael Jordan, they'll say that Michael Jordan never asked them to do anything that he didn't do himself. What a legend, man. Next thing, there was a bare questions about relationships. I don't know why everyone's so interested. Maybe it's because I don't really talk about that on this channel, but let's read out a few. Do you have a girlfriend? How do you manage? When do you manage to get married? Are you dating right now? When is your arranged marriage? Girlfriend? ? Do you see yourself married with kids? When are you getting married? Do you plan on getting married in the next 10 years? When are you gonna get married? Arranged marriage? Got a love life? All right, so okay, let's just say this right now. So in terms of the whole dating aspect stuff, that kind of thing is it's just not for me. You get me? Like I've never really like dated anyone. I've never really it's just not, it's not my thing, right? So I'm a lone wolf, yeah. I'm riding solo, baby, yeah. So that's how it's always been, and then until the marriage thing happens. But in terms of that, even people asking, oh, are you getting married, this and that, well, right now I'm still going to be riding solo, to be fair, because I don't feel like the time is right. I'm still trying to build my life. I want to be agile. When you're on your own, you're a bit more agile, you can take risks, you don't have that many responsibilities. But when the time comes, then the time will come, obviously. Then I'll probably make a couple 2-2 moves, slide in the DMs, bang. No, okay, I won't slide, no, I don't slide in DMs, but have a little vision there. Khalas, I'll shoot my shot, but for now, it's not a priority. Right now, my priority is my work. Here's the next one. You have a crush on my sister in uni. Okay, you're bugging out, my guy, all right? I don't know what you're talking about. Who's this? Man like Samraj, yeah? Yeah, good one, my guy. Next one, the next category is failure. So, how do you deal with fear of failure and how not to punish yourself for getting something wrong? And then the next one was, how do you overcome failure? So, similar questions. But this one's quite deep, I'm not gonna lie. How do you deal with the fear of failure? That's part one. So the first thing is that I would say personally, it's all about perspective. It's all about how you see failure. Some people will see it as a negative thing, some people will see it as a positive thing. For me, failure is 100% positive. There's only good can come out of it. Okay, so let me give some personal examples, because I never want people to feel like I've been the kind of guy who's just sailed through every single thing, yeah? So back when this is from young, yeah, when I was in primary school, I was really good at maths. But then we had a test, and I think I got really nervous in that test. I think I panicked, and I didn't do great at all, yeah? They didn't tell me what the mark was or whatever, but it got to the point where they made me do that test again because the teachers thought that my potential was way beyond that which I scored in that exam. Essentially, I flopped the test, yeah. So that was the first kind of failure. Then interviews, when I applied to medical school the first time, yeah, I flopped the interviews. But then you learn from those things, right? You're supposed to learn from failures. The thing that you shouldn't let happen is to fail consecutively at the same thing. Like, you should always learn from a failure. In and of itself, it's not really a bad thing. It's only an opportunity to learn. Good. And what do you mean punish yourself? You should not punish yourself. Definitely not, all right? Don't punish yourself for making a mistake, right? Just learn from it. That's the key thing. Enjoy medical school. That's another category. So what do you enjoy doing the most in medicine? Have you enjoyed your medical years, or were they tough? Yeah, I enjoyed it, I'm not gonna lie. I like the content. The content is very, very interesting. Like learning about the human body, I've enjoyed thoroughly. Seeing patients, I've also enjoyed actually. The communication skills, the things that you learn. I'm 50-50 about the job itself, because the job, from what I've heard, I haven't started working yet, but from what I've heard is that there's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of just a lot of difficulties, because at the end of the day it is a job. So I'm a bit skeptical about how much I'll enjoy that bit. I definitely enjoy the science, I definitely enjoy seeing patients, I definitely enjoy the critical thinking aspect, but the work and the job itself, we're still gonna have to find out, and I'm gonna have to start working in order to find that bit out. And then the next bit was, were they tough, or was medical schools tough? Was it tough? I wouldn't say it was that. It wasn't crazy. Okay, it wasn't that tough. There was definitely a lot to learn. There was a lot of content, a lot of hours put in, but it wasn't like look, I was running a channel while I was in medical school. Okay, I was making loads of videos. I traveled a lot while I was in medical school. I had a job I think that explains it. It wasn't that crazy difficult, but it was challenging somewhat. The next category is future plans. So similar trend of questions. What is the plan for the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What are your plans for the next 5 to 10 years? So yeah, in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm hoping that I would have advanced further into my medical career, and that aspect would be a bit more stable. That's number one. Number two, maybe a bit of financial independence would be nice. Number three, maybe have developed this YouTube thing to something that's like, for example, I'd love to have a podcast where I'm inviting guests and discuss things that we can learn from them. You know, I feel like one bit that I feel uncomfortable with about the channel is that a lot of it is me in front of the camera, right? But I would love for that to shift a bit more so that there's a balance between you guys learning from me, but also learning from loads of other people that can come on to the channel as guests, whether that be in a podcast format or some other format that I decide to implement later in the future. But maybe by then married, all right? Maybe by then, okay? Here's another one. Here's an interesting one, yeah. Have you had people that look down on you? If yes, how did you handle it? Interesting fact here. The person who asked this question, yeah, sad their skill. Shout out to this guy, yeah, because back when I was in Sweden, I was basically there when he was born, okay? So, you know how like sometimes, you know, you meet the random aunties or uncles and they're like, oh, I saw you when you were this small. I can say the same thing to this guy. So, yeah, have people ever looked down on you? It hasn't been, nothing in particular that has affected me that much. But if that's something you're experiencing, then you just move. Like, what, someone looking down on you or looking up to you doesn't really impact you in any way. You just do what you need to do, and that's just, I don't know what else to say, you know? You just do what you need to do. We move, get your, like, I was gonna say get your together, but get your work together, work towards whatever you want, and then naturally you'll start to attract people who have a similar mindset to you, people who wanna grow together with you. So as long as you just focus on yourself, then you'll naturally have people around you who will support you. But people who look down on you, or it's just a waste of time, just put them to the side, man. Okay, I think that's it. That's all the questions that we have time for on this episode of Ask the Doctor. Yeah, but okay, my hay fever is getting really bad and I feel like my eyes are starting to swell up a bit. It's getting a bit hot, so okay, we're gonna end the video here. Thank you for all the support throughout the last 2 years, and I'm hoping there will be many more great videos to come. And yeah, until next time, safe.